very beginning was that we decided we wanted the best looking RTS on the market, and so we put a lot of time and a lot of effort, a lot of new technology into developing just a very beautiful world, very beautiful game. And we got things like just the real subtle water, the reflections, the dynamic shadows. You see like a distance fogging toward the top of the screen. It's a new technology that we put in. There's a Havoc physics engine, which we're now using with our game. You can see everything uses the physics model, so they react. Objects will collide. They'll react with other objects. Like the guys that just got thrown in the water, for example. Bring these cannons in. Some of the world objects, like trees, for example, they react as well. Just got hung up on the house.
So what's some of the biggest gameplay changes you did between number 2 and number 3?
I'm sorry?
What are the biggest gameplay changes you've made?
Probably the biggest gameplay changes are probably going to be we've really done a lot with the formations, like the combat formations.
How many different formations are there, or can you set your own, make your own type of thing?
Right now, I can't make your own. Let me flip this. The ones that we have available right now, for example, you've got like these are your musketeers, and right now they're set in a volley mode. And in volley mode, I mean they will do your typical ranged volley attack. How are you doing? We can also set them into melee mode, and they will charge. There are sometimes you'd prefer to use this, like for example, like if these guys were going against, say, a cannon, you certainly wouldn't want them to sit back and you don't want them to do the range damage. You want to move them in as close as you can to the cannon.
What if they gain resources after they kill those people? Is that a normal thing, or do you have to research that?
I'm sorry?
I saw that after they killed those soldiers, they gain resources.
Yeah, well, what it is you're gaining experience.
Experience,
right? And then with the experience, it's basically every time you build a building of your own, or you kill an enemy unit, you explore something new on the map. There are all these different things that will give you bits of experience, and this experience builds up over time. What happens? One of the new things that we've got in this game is called the home city. What the home city is basically you are. It's the discovery. It's the age of discovery. The discovery of the Western world, and kind of populating in the Americas. So you have a home city in Europe that you've come from, and as you gain experience, get some of these guys down here.
So you get experience as you guys die as well?
No, only when you kill. Like if these guys die, if you kill these guys, you're going to get experience. If they kill you, they're going to gain experience. It showed the red indicating that he got the experience for that kill. That way, if you had several different people, like teams, and you're all attacking the same, like say a building or something, that color would indicate to you which of you actually got the experience for killing the building. That makes sense when the building dies. So now we got a shipment. So you can go to your home city. Your home city starts out at level 0, and over the course of time, as you gain more and more experience, your home city will actually advance. It will level up, and new technologies and new units become available to you. Some things you can do. There are several different buildings in the home city that you can send either technologies, so you can send technologies, resources, things like your villagers, military units. ones that are highlighted, the ones that are available to you, the ones that's these are ones that are, yeah, it's either they're not available to you because you're not the right level, your home city is not the right level, or you're not not an appropriate, like not in the right age. You still go through the ages like you always have. And as you go through the ages, more of these open up to you. And what you can do is
more persistent gameplay then, as opposed to building up your city each and every single time.
Right, and yeah, your home city is basically that. It's a persistent. You could almost consider it something like that, like an RPG character, where it just continually builds. The more you play online, the more single player you play, your home city does build up over time. When you're online, you can match yourself with somebody that has a similar level home city, so that.
So when you play offline, go back online.
I don't know if I don't think they're going to allow you to. Or at this point, I don't think they're going to allow you to use like build up your home city single player and then play that one online. That may change. I don't know if that's in the plan or not.
Does your home city ever get attacked?
No, your home city will never get attacked.
So let's say you play a battle, you lose. Does anything happen to your home city, or would you just have to restart the battle?
I'm sorry?
Like, let's say you're playing a battle, you lose.
Okay.
Does anything happen to your home city, or
no,
you just replay the battle again?
Right, yeah, no, nothing is going to happen to your home city. I mean, actually, even when you lose, like say in a multiplayer game, for example, even when you lose, you're still going to gain some experience on your home city. I mean, because if you lost experience on your home city, if you're not a really strong player and you tend to lose more than you win, I mean, I lose more than I win for sure. So I probably wouldn't like it if my home city were gradually, like you're already at level 0, and I'd hate to go like into the negatives. Certainly you can't, but so we want everybody's home city to be progressing. I mean, obviously the person that wins the game is going to get a larger portion of experience. They're going to get a pretty big chunk. Like in your, when you go to the post game, you go to the post game, like the timeline, things like that. You can see in the other games that you've been able to see, how many military units. It shows everybody's like how many military you created, who had the largest army, who had the most villagers, and basically you get points for being the top in each of those, in all the different categories. Those also go toward your experience.
So you have a better chance of advancing if you become one of them and get experience points.
Right.
So the world, if let's say single player, is it like a world map that you have to conquer certain territories, or is it certain missions that you have to play through?
Well, we do have a single player campaign, and it's a series. There is actually a storyline, and so basically playing through the scenarios, one will lead you into the next, So in that sense, it's one continuous world as opposed to like a bunch of randomly generated. We do have, of course, we do have the randomly generated maps. We always have randomly generated maps. So if you do want to play the scenario, that's a single player. It's all story driven, and you're given objectives, and you have to meet those objectives. We've always going to have the multiplayer, and those maps are also random generate the maps, different map types. And that goes for the single player as well. So single player, you have the option of doing the campaign or just doing a single player random map.
I'm just noticing the way if you watch Game of Thrones, the World Total War, they have a map that you have to conquer type of thing. You guys don't have that?
Actually, we do have some territory, not in the sense of like conquering an entire continent, but we do have you'll be able to see like the various different areas, like different map types you can play on, like Texas or just the various, like you'll be able to like view a map and say I want to play on this map type, it'll generate that type of map for you. But only the scenario, really, only the single player scenario would give you something like that, where you're actually like, as you progress through the scenario, you're conquering different areas.
What type of a system are you guys looking to be able to run this on?
We're definitely shooting for a higher end system. I don't know offhand what the minimum spec is going to be. Actually, I can get that answered for you. If you give me just a second, I can get that. So right now we don't have a min spec. It's basically as high as you can go. I mean, the graphics. I mean, you're gonna have to have a pretty good machine to be able to utilize all of the graphics, all the different graphic technologies. But it's just a pretty broad spectrum in terms of. I mean, you'd have to have a reasonable PC on the low end, but we're certainly not looking to support something that's maybe 5-6 years old. Like, and with Age of Mythology, one of our goals was to support a much lower system requirement. And with this game, just with all the technology that we're implementing, it just makes development and supporting something like that just so much more difficult. So we're really kind of aiming toward the higher end with this game.
But you will be supporting people that maybe have like a 2-year-old computer?
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, if you got a reasonable PC, from the past year or two, for sure, you shouldn't have any problem at all running it.
System is this one here running on?
I don't know the spec on this machine. So, home city. We had a few shipments available, so basically what I've done is send a shipment of food resources. This will come from your home city. This will come from your home city, town center. Let's come from here. And also a new technology. They can't be researched in your town. You have to go to your home city to research this technology.
You have to send resources back to your home city?
No.
It's sort of the opposite of what happens in the real world, then.
Yeah.
So if you have to support the home country,
One of the newer technologies that they put into the game this time is the herding. Like you have like a big group of a big herd, like say these musk oxen or maybe some deer. If you attack them, they're not going to stand around. They actually like gather into a herd and all move together instead of like if you have several of them. If you shoot at one, one in the past would have gone running, but.
Could you perhaps run them over a cliff?
No. No. Yeah. You can run them toward your town, but yeah, you'd never be able to run them over a cliff or anything like that. That was one of the things that was actually pretty funny back in a while back. Let me show you the. it was really fun in play test for a while because it was just sort of something that just happened because of the way that the trains on the trade route were, the way that they were flagged previously was that they would, like, let's say you had some deer that just happened to be crossing the train tracks at the wrong time. Well, the train would actually kill them. And it wasn't intended to be that way. They've changed it since. You know, it didn't make the demo, but they don't want the guy dying to getting hit by a train.
So your own units can't be hit by a train then? Because your own stupidity though, when the guy's back of the train.
Yeah. Another one of the things that we've added is our trade routes. Basically, with the trade routes, it's only, of course, only one person can build on these. You have a trade route that runs throughout the map, and at various points through the trade route, you're going to find these areas where you can build a trading post. And this is another one of the things where if you utilize it, it's a really nice benefit. It's one of those things that, you know, occasionally in a multiplayer game, if the resources are really tight, this is a really good way. If you can manage to control these things and not let somebody destroy them and put their own up, you're going to be gaining a benefit. Like, for example, I built this one. I'm not going to show this one. That's a capital. Basically, we have 3 buildings all in use.
So could the enemy range a train or stop it in any way?
It's basically the train just there to represent where the trading route is. It's not actually your train. I mean, like if you have this trading post and then maybe on the other side of the map an enemy has another trading post, he's going to get the benefit of his trading post. You're going to get the benefit of your trading post. So
you get the full benefit, then you need to take the whole thing.
Right, yes.
Right. You gotta go all the way up to this one. Show the stuff, you gotta build that one. Show the other one. Pardon me? Yeah, I think it's a little busy, but it's getting too late to make any changes in it. I think there's too much in the middle of the map to use myself. What happened there was not finished yet. Those are experience points going off. The trade went through. The train went by and there's trade. The experience points add up over here. When that number flashes, you've got a shipment. You go to Home City and ship over more soldiers, more food, more stuff like that. So Home City is one of the new features of the game.
With this, when you got this trading post built, basically you're getting, the default is that you're getting an experience trickle. Typically, you have to do all these other things in the game that will give you experience, but this is actually an experience trickle. You can change that to be a resource if you want your food to trickle instead of experience. Say you need a little bit more food. So it's not going to help you a whole lot, but if you have all 3 of these controlled, it'll be noticeable. So that goes to the experience, the experience as well. You're going to notice it, and those are actually a very valuable thing to have, say, in a multiplayer game where where you really need a strong army presence because maybe you don't have the available resources, or maybe all of your buildings are just queued up. But what this would allow you to do is use your experience as another resource, basically, and send military units from the home city, kind of reinforcements kind of thing. Native settlements. You have native settlements that are set up around the map, and what you do is you can build a trading post. You basically gain the benefit of the native nation, the settlement here, and when you got this trading post up, new technologies and new units become available to you through this trading post, through the natives. For example, you get like a new unit, have a few new technologies that you can research that will upgrade those units. And these are available to anybody. Basically, whoever gets their trading post down will gain that benefit.
So you guys did away with having to build a trading post in your own city then?
Yes. Right, with sending the trade back and forth between, right. These are some of the native units. The Comanche horse archer.
So those buildings continue to stay on fire, or would they eventually extinguish themselves?
I think they will eventually. Well, I think if you repair a building, it's gonna obviously. I think that they probably.
So like if you were to start the fire, run away, it continues to keep on going. You're not going to lose your building.
No. Yeah, right. Your building still, your building will still have its hit points reduced, but it's not going to continue to burn. So. That we are, I don't know if I've mentioned this, but you'll be able to view, while you're offline, not actually in the game, you'll be able to view your home city, and you'll be able to view other people's home cities, see what level their home city is at, what technologies they have, that type of thing. It's one of the pieces for a scenario. Some of the newer technology that we've been working on, like the waves. You see the waves coming in. I guess the boats will actually react to the waves. Starport, another scenario. actually have like a like say if you have this set so like the sun is overall like off in one direction, the shadows are going to scale. If that makes sense.
So there's nothing night and day simulation then?
No, in some of the maps and some of the things you may like initially when the game opens up, you may it may be dark, but it's gonna become daylight very rapidly because we found that just through playtesting that it just sometimes it became hard to distinguish color units and that type of thing when it was dark.
Is that pretty much it?
Yeah, that's. I think that pretty much covers most of the big change that we're really pushing with this game. Between the graphics, some of the combat formation, that type of thing, and a persistent home city.